Why wouldn't you want to have a funnel online, right? And also be able to pull in the real world? Why wouldn't you? That's like leaving money on the table. If you see $100 bill, you're going to be like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather go and work for that shit. The fuck? That's what I'm saying, guys. What I want to break down is why lean men get treated differently, better when it comes to online, in person, and in relationships. Because some of you guys like to be, I'm all in on one particular funnel, and you'll let all the other funnels go to the wayside, right? See, every man thinks that he will get treated better once he gets fucking money. Guys, I'm here to tell you, you can get money and still get no looks. And I'm saying it from personal experience, right? Because here's the thing. When I was in my marriage, I was making money, but I didn't have the masculine presence. I didn't have the physique. So therefore the respect wasn't there. And I didn't realize this. This is why I'm trying to keep you guys from going down that same tunnel. It's totally different when you're in shape, you're lean, got a certain body fat percentage, right? You can see your jawline because you don't have all that excessive fat showing, right? It's a totally different game, fellas. But the truth is, the first upgrade in a man's life will truly come not from money, not from when you get that dime piece, not from a new job. It will truly come when you build your body. You have seen my before pictures and you have seen my fucking after pictures, right? I'm not going to sit over here on my channel without a shirt on because I have nothing to fucking prove. If I'm getting results speak for this fucking self. And what I'm trying to get you guys to see is you need to have your results speaking for you, not your damn mouth, not chopping off, right? You don't need to have diarrhea mouth trying to prove your fucking worth, guys. It is in your presence. It is in your body. You got to keep that in mind, fellas. Because the reality is you can sit here and continue to cope, continue to think that, the reason why I'm not getting better treatment is because maybe I just need more money. Fuck that, guys. You need to understand that lean men get better treatment online. Lean men get better treatment when it's in public. Lean men get better treatment in relationships. I don't know how else to tell you this. The fuck? Do you want me to hold up a sign for you? Do you need for me to go parade this for you? Because I really want you to get this, guys. That's what I'm breaking down, is the psychology behind why a shredded, lean physique changes the energy in these particular areas, online, in person, and in relationships. Because that's really, if I'm being honest, because I know I'm going to have some guys in the comments, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Guys, you're looking for, every guy wants to have an online presence, right, that they're proud of. Every guy wants to be able to be that guy in person, whether it's with hanging out with the guys or whether it's, meeting women. And every guy desires to be in a relationship. Yeah, it's at this moment in time, it's probably better to just focus on you, right? Focus on you, champ. But every guy desires to be in some form or fashion in a relationship with some intimacy, some good, right? But if you don't understand the foundation, fellas, you're not going to achieve any of that. You might as well just wipe that off the fucking board. Okay? So let's dive into this first question for you to think about. Why is it that leanness changes first impressions? Well, what I've realized from experience is that women judge women got that rapid fire judgment, right? If judgment was a fucking video game, their KD in terms of how fast they fucking eliminate and filter guys would be at an all-time high, right? Because they go through guys within 1 to 3 freaking seconds. But see, when you got a lean physique, when they're doing like this, or when they're on Instagram scrolling through their For You, and they see, wait, and they see that chiseled, lean physique. You know what the first thing that they do? It's the body puts them on pause. It's like a fucking stop sign. The second thing that they do is they click on it and then they go to your page and they start looking at your lifestyle. You know what I mean? They're not looking no longer for just physique photos. They're looking for, is this guy well-rounded? Does he have the complete package? See, a lot of you guys don't know how to package this shit up. And you think just taking gym selfie photos in the mirror is all that's all you need to do. And that's not. You understand what a lean physique represents. I don't need to go over this, but the most important thing out of all of this is sexual polarity. Guys, if you're not working on that sexual polarity, this is what keeps a lot of men, this is what allows a lot of women to walk away, because you do not have that sexual polarity. And you get that sexual polarity, that attractiveness, and that masculine energy from looking masculine. What better way of looking masculine than getting your ass in the gym, lowering your body fat percentage, getting the right amount of protein, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Let's make this shit happen. Okay? We're not kids over here. We know what it takes. All right? That's the only way to change first impression. Because imagine being overweight, staying where you're at. What impression are you giving out then? Because the dating landscape, guys, has changed. And again, like I said in the beginning, average men are getting left behind. I see a lot of average men tapping out on a regular basis. They're like, this shit, nah, man. And see, they're sitting here saying, I just don't want to deal with the shit. But the reality is, if you had all your ducks in a row and you had the money on point for you, right? I want to make this clear. Everything, like, whatever car you want to have, whatever stuff that makes you feel good about you, if you had all that shit in order and it just so happened to attract a hell of a lot of females, do you think you're going to be like, nah, I'm going to just be, by myself. I'm going to just do me, right? If you had a funnel of females to filter through, and one female out of that funnel was like, I like this guy. I'm going to support his vision. I trust his leadership. I'm under him. You going to take her. You ain't passing up on that. You're not passing up on a dime. So let's be real with ourselves, fellas. The second question you need to think about is, why is it that lean men win when it comes down to these dating apps? Because a lot of you guys, I know every last one of you guys are probably on a dating app, whether you're using it actively or passively. Every last guy has been on a dating app at one point in time. And what you need to understand is your face looks more attractive when you're lean, fellas. I've shown you my face. That shit was round. It was showing the accent. As a matter of fact, it's crazy the fact that I thought that I was, my facial features then was on point. This fucking hoodie looks good. Shit. My bad, guys. It was crazy just to see how crazy my face was round. The less fat that I started to have, the more I saw my jawline, the more it made me feel masculine. I was like, damn, that's me. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. No homo. But, when you sit there and you're like, damn, I really look like that. A lot of us, we're not ugly. And if I'm being honest, women don't want pretty guys. I've spoken with women before. They do not care about pretty guys. They just want a guy that's attractive enough with a nice physique. Right? And ambition. You're working on something. She's not the primary focus. But see, when you have a lot of fat, you don't get these results. And therefore, your face does not look attractive. Because when you're going on these online or these dating apps and stuff like that, again, your physique is great, but it's not going to be the first thing that they're looking at. They're looking at those facial features, right? And again, we're not talking about pretty boy facial features. Just something masculine, right? That's what they're going off. Your face alone gets you more matches. And I want you to understand this in a healthy way. Again, not a model type of facial feature. Just, again, it's just very masculine. You keep your beard groomed. You got a good skincare routine. Keep your haircut on point every 2 weeks. Just stuff like that, right? If your eyebrows, your eyebrows are faded, go get it tattooed in, darkened, so that way your eyes will pop. Just stuff like that. Something simple, man. That's not being feminine. Just stuff that makes you look more masculine, right? The second thing about, why lean men win at dating apps is your photos look like it's high effort, guys, without even trying. A lot of you guys, half of you guys don't really put in any effort when it comes down to how you present. As a matter of fact, how the hell are you going to say, oh, I can pull in the real world, and you still don't put any effort into your appearance? I mean, at least online, it's easy to put in effort and tweak certain photos if you desire to. I feel like in the real world, you really got to be on your A game, right? So the thing is, when you're lean, your photos look high effort. It screams high value. Women see this intentionality, fellas. They see a man that takes care of himself. Again, we're not talking about feminine type of taking care of yourself. You don't need all of that shit, guys. Just this guy likes suits. He keeps his clothes groomed. Hell, he actually owns a lint roller. Some of you guys don't own this. Do you know what this is? Exactly. Some of you guys don't own one of these. The most valuable piece of equipment you can have in your fucking arsenal as a man. I wear a hell of a lot of black, so I gotta have like plenty of those on deck. But some of you guys, like, you won't have this, and you'll go out with wrinkled clothes, all linted up and shit, not giving a damn. And all you gotta do is just take that effort. All you gotta do is just put in that fucking effort, guys. Give me a second. Turn this volume down. That's all you gotta do. Your photos start to look high effort when you become intentional about getting lean, fellas. Your physique says, I am that guy who handles business. And that's what we're about over here. Most men look soft, tired, undisciplined, and therefore they stay behind. No woman is choosing them. They're only choosing the top 5-10% of guys. The top 5-10% of guys, they're having a fucking field day. Don't you want to be a part of that crew? I mean, you could. If you put in the work. That's how you stand out in your bios, fellas. That's how you stand out amongst other men that refuse to change. You got to understand that. See, the third thing is women feel safer responding to lean men. Have you ever been fat and tried to talk to a woman? She gonna look at you like, what you talking to me for? I can go up to a woman in fucking public and anywhere and spark up a conversation just simply saying, hey, are you using this piece of equipment? She's not going to give me that look like, he's approaching me. Yeah, why are you bothering me? I've never gotten that since I've been in shape. As God is my witness, I've never gotten that. Women are more open. Because look, if I approach them, I'm not looking for them. I'm not checking for them. I just got enough confidence to be like, look, I need to use that piece of equipment. Are you using it? And women can sense that energy. They don't sense like, oh, he's trying to, like I'm better than him. Right. And I'm going to be real with you. A lot of you guys probably need to adopt that mindset so that way you can stop pedestalizing so many females. I'm not saying treat females wrong, but I think we have a habit of pedestalizing so many females to the point of where we don't even see our own value. And we must stop doing that. And getting lean allows you to start seeing who you are. It's a totally different ballgame when you're lean and you're funneling in options. And I'm going to be real. A lot of the options are not going to come in in person, a lot of the options are going to come in from online. And this is why I want you guys to get lean so you can see the most ROI or bang for your buck or return from online, from you building up an online presence. And eventually I'm going to start something where I work with you guys to help do that. That's why I started my IG, so that way I can start showing you the blueprint, right? Because eventually over time, females are curious. They're master investigators, and they're always going to first, it's almost like sales. They're always going to check you out. They may not have that intent to buy, but the more they see you, the more they see that you're just enjoying your life, enjoying your own company, they are starting to get sold. And that creates that emotional safety, right? Because they're in your world now. So that's eventually what I'm going to start working on, guys, or working with you guys when you book those one-on-one calls, right? Because it's about getting in shape, and then from getting in shape, selling it, right? And I definitely have a thing or two on selling, not only from a technical space, but also in the real world. All right. All right. So why the next thing is that you need to understand or ask yourself is, why is it that lean men get more respect in public? Well, for one, people assume that you're not to be fucked with, that you're a disciplined man, because your physique makes people treat you like you're serious. When people approach me, they don't look at me as a fucking goofball. They know, like, they have to show up a certain way, right? And then if I allow it, then if I allowed, the joking and shit like that, then we can hee ha ha, right? But nobody's just approaching me for the first time, hee ha ha. Hey man, nah, they're not doing that. It's not happening. And that's what you need to understand. Respect comes first before trying to be, a goofball. Because this people pleasing shit is not going to get you far, guys. You're going to stay stuck. Women respect men that other men respect. Because it shows that you are a leader. It shows that you're doing something of value. Right? The second thing that you need to understand is that leanness improves body language automatically. Your posture changes, guys. The way you walk, the way you talk, how you look at a woman when she first approaches you. You give her those seductive hunter eyes, good eye contact. Women go crazy for a man that has good ass eye contact. I'm gonna be real. I've seen women that, it's just damn. Your eyes look so good. It's like they can read through your soul. I don't know what it is, but women go crazy over some damn good eye contact. And you guys are putting a lot of attraction, leaving a lot of attraction on the table if you don't understand this. See, all of this signals confidence without forcing the shit. The third thing that you need to understand is society responds better to attractive men. It is a halo effect. Guys, I love it on this side. I keep telling you, I'm not going back to that motherfucker that I used to be. God dang it. I'm not going back, guys. I've been on that side. I was overlooked. I didn't get half the attention. And guys, a lot of you guys are afraid to walk away from relationships because you don't have options. And how do you get options? Well, become attractive. It gets to a point of where you hear women say you're an attractive person, or they hit on you, or this, that, to the point of where like, okay, shit doesn't go to your head. Don't get me wrong. But you just kind of know, like, okay, if what I got doesn't work, I'm going to be okay. I can take some time, focus on business. And when the time comes, I'll be good. You're not sitting here in this dating market, sitting over here like, shit, am I going to be alone forever? Trying to convince yourself as to why being single is the best route to go. There are benefits to being single, but to convince yourself of being single, that's a totally different ballgame. See, I want you guys to have your money on point, your physique right, and the options. So that way, if you are single, that's by choice and you're happy with it. You're traveling with the guys or traveling solo, you see? But the reality is, attractive men get treated better in public because people perceive your value to be higher and rare. That's the fact of the matter. All right. So the last point I think I was talking about outside of online dating in public is what we all desire. Let's face it. We go to work to one day be able to attract a female that's feminine, submissive, that wants to help further our vision, right? Us as men, we will work our ass off and sacrifice so much if we have a woman that truly values what we are doing. No guy in my community, shit, I can't even talk. No guy in my community can sit here and say that they wouldn't make a sacrifice and do the shit that they're doing if they had a woman that's like, yo, I see you. She's loving on you. She's respecting you. But see, I get it. Not a lot of women understand this. Not a lot of women are moving in this type of energy. And therefore, a lot of guys are just like, you know what? What's the use? Right? But for the sake of this message, I want you to picture getting lean, getting your money right? And getting your purpose on point, that now you're ready for a relationship, and that relationship now you're getting treated 10 times better than any relationship that you ever had before when you were overweight and didn't care about your shit. You're getting treated better. That's what I want you to picture. Sometimes it's about envisioning what our future self deserves. And if you don't have that relationship, that's what I want you to feel. Attraction stays a hell of a lot higher, fellas. And I say this with experience, guys. I don't say this with bullshit. Attraction stays a hell of a lot higher when you stay lean. When you're in that bedroom and you go to work and the woman is saying things that's assuring you or just validating who you are and how your body looks and how you're putting in work, that shit hits different to the male ego. And we all got egos. So let's not, don't come here. It ain't about wrong channel. We all like our ego stroke. Female, male, don't matter. Hell, cats have egos. That's why they don't fuck with your asses. But anyway, attraction stays a hell of a lot higher when you stay lean. Because see, what happens is your woman doesn't want you to really get comfortable in the relationship. And a lot of guys, she may say one thing, but she doesn't want you to get comfortable. She doesn't want you to start eating all them damn donuts. She doesn't want your ass to get a Homer Simpson built. She wants you to always be the guy that's on point, right? You don't have to be like these IG models, but you need to be somewhat of a model in your own fucking life, right? In your own circle, in your own community, your own city. The smaller your city, there is no excuse as to why you can't outshine majority of the guys walking around. That should be a mission. Comfort is the beginning of decay. And for a lot of you guys, you've been decaying since COVID, right? When she sees that you're staying lean, her desire stays active, guys. We want to keep that desire burning in females because females are like candles. When that desire burns out, all of a sudden her emotions doesn't feel the same for you. And this is where now you're over here. What can I do to fix it? Brother, you can't fix that once her emotions die. The only thing you can fix is why you didn't become him. Why didn't you stay consistent in the gym? Why didn't you eat right? Why didn't you love yourself while you were in that relationship? That's the only thing you can fix. All you can say is, okay, it's going to hurt, but I wish you well. That's all you can say. I speak from experience. The other thing is her respect stays high, fellas. Her feminine energy stays soft, right? And the emotional investment stays strong. This is diving into that emotional. I want a man that makes me feel emotionally safe. This is how you do it. She doesn't want a guy that she can walk all over. She doesn't want a guy that looks like she can walk all over. She doesn't want a guy that doesn't understand tough shit and how to remain calm. Getting into the gym, getting lean requires discipline, patience, and doing tough shit over a period of time to see results. You translate those skill set, not the body, but you translate those skill set into a relationship. And now all of a sudden you see those are the same things that women want. See, a lot of us think women just want the body part, the body aspect. The body triggers that. And every female says the same thing. I want to be attracted to the guy, but the body isn't the end all to be all, right? The body isn't the end all to be all. It plays a small factor. For us, it plays a huge role because it's how we shape our confidence. So you must remember this, fellas. But for a female, it's how it translate the skill set of getting that body translate into making her feel emotionally safe. And that's what you cultivate. And that's how you keep and retain and keep her always on her toes, right? The second thing about why lean men get treated better in relationships is, from my experience, there's always going to be a slight sense of jealousy. Women know that you have options. Now, I do a pretty good job of making sure I communicate in my relationship to make sure the woman knows that I'm all about her to a certain degree until she F's up. But I can't help it. I've had those times where it's like, oh, where were you at over here? What was this? I saw this girl jumping on your live stream, or she mentioned this in the comments. There's that sense of, I know that my man is attractive. He has options. They know it. They don't want to say it. And this is not for you to rub it in their face. All right. This is solely for you to just know that having options for a man is just like having insurance. It just allows you to get into another car if you need to. Right. It's not to be exercised. At least for me, I'm not over here trying to entertain, spin multiple plates. Right. If I'm with somebody that's locking me down, holding me down, helping me build my business, I'm gonna hold her down. But if things takes a turn for the worse, then I know that, I can walk away, take time to myself. And then when I'm ready to jump back in, I will have an option. Right? That's all it is. This is what leanness signals. It signals being in demand, fellas. And a lot of you guys, half of the time, you're scared of the dating market and a woman leaving you is because you don't sense your own demand in the market. You don't know where your SMV lies. And this is what you need to fix. When she knows other women want you, she'll treat you a hell of a lot better. If you've never experienced that, I'm telling you, it's like no feeling on earth. I know what it felt like to be in a 10-year marriage where I didn't even realize this, but I knew for sure I didn't have options. But at the same time, when shit started to take a toll for the worse, because I knew I didn't have options, when I tell you when the divorce happened, I was crying my ass off. I was like, man, if it's not you, man, I don't know what I'll do in life. That shit is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing, guys. I've been there before. I have no judgment if you're going through that now or have been there before, because I've been there. And what I'm here to tell you, this is what being lean does, guys. It removes that scarcity mindset and it puts you into abundance, because now you do have the power to generate options. The third thing that you must understand is you lead with energy in that relationship. A lot of you guys don't know how to lead because you're not lean. I'm going to repeat that. A lot of you guys don't know how to lead because you're not lean. Leanness, again, that skill set of how to get lean, it cultivates into leadership. It makes you grounded. Lean equals you being grounded. Grounded equals you being stable, and stable equals you being trustworthy. And for a woman, this emotional leadership improves dramatically when your body is under control. It shows that you are an emotionally safe person to engage with. And a lot of you guys, you don't understand this. You don't. You think it's got to be the money that's going to make her feel emotionally safe. I've been in relationships where I have bought high price items and none of that shit. I'm here to tell you, and I'm taking a detour in this message. When you buy something for a female, make sure that you can actually afford it, because that shit will not keep a female 3 months down the line if she decides that her emotions switch up. Just free advice. I want you to know So the holidays are rolling around. And if you buy it, just make sure you know that you can't come back and use that shit to be like, remember when I bought that? She's not going to remember. All right. Now, getting back to the topic, like I said, it changes that energy in the relationship. The last thing you need to understand about that is even if she leaves, your bounce back game is a hell of a lot strong. A lot of you motherfuckers don't have bounce back game. If she was to leave you right now, I'm telling you, your ass is going to fold like a motherfucking lawn chair. You're going to sit here and you're going to be like, God damn, she was my everything. And I'm here to tell you, she was not your everything because she didn't care about you. She didn't care about you enough to make you her everything. How are you going to sit here as a guy and say she was your everything when she don't even see you as her everything? Now you're delusional. See, even if she leaves, what happens is because now you're lean and you've been building up an online presence, your DMs are now filled up. Your, women have shown more interest. Your confidence stays intact, right? It always hurts to go through a relationship breakup, but your confidence is intact, fellas. There's really not a cure to a breakup other than to build yourself before the breakup happened. Damn, that's a bar. Build yourself before the break. Because, see, now you're guaranteed your options to expand. And a man who is lean is never truly alone. You're never truly alone, fellas. I can go out right now to any restaurant, any bar, get dressed up by myself, pull up, right? And be able to meet somebody on the spot. See, you talk about, I'm going to just rely on going into the real world. Well, you can't go into the real world still looking overweight and out of shape. You still got to have a presence. You still got to be presentable. You still got to be likable. That's how you do it. See, let's understand the psychology really quick behind why women react so strongly to lean men. First thing, visual desire, fellas. Women are more visual than they admit. A lean body triggers instant desire. Don't you ever forget that. Second thing, sexual polarity is a big thing to remember. Your physique makes her feel feminine. And if your woman is not feeling feminine, she's not staying in the relationship. This creates that emotional and sexual pull, fellas. The third thing that you need to understand is the evidence of the hard work that you're putting in behind the scenes. Women love men that work. They look at it as a sense of, hey, this is how my father was, or they just like that man that grinds, right? They don't like a lazy ass. They don't like a guy that's a couch potato. Fourth thing you need to understand, social proof. We all are working on building that. That's why I have my IG for you guys to look at. I show behind the scenes. I'm also doing giveaways, freebies and stuff like that for the guys that are really locked in, committed. Also, it's a way to directly DM me, guys, right? And get that instant feedback. This is a blueprint for you to see how to package up your physique. You'll see when you go in there, I'm not taking gym, mirror selfies and photos, right? I'm curating my page to show that masculine GQ feel at the age that I'm at, guys. If I can do it at 41, you can do it at the middle 30s, right? Or if you're older, you can still do it. Women love a guy that has that salt and pepper going on, right? It's never too late, man. For men, when you're constantly improving, it's never too late. The fifth thing that you need to understand is genetic cues. Leanness is associated with stronger testosterone markers. Women, they pick this up, whether you realize it or not. So as always, for you guys, well, how do you do it? Well, I'm going to tell you how you do it. How do you become lean? How do you become this lean man that women treat differently? What do you think the first thing I'm going to tell you? Try to hit that 10 to 15% body fat. This is the attraction zone. Anything below that does not do you justice. Anything above that, you can get away, but I guarantee you, and I'm going to go into why 10 to 15% is the attraction zone. It's not necessarily going out in public that the 10 to 15% is going to pull, right? It's when you now take that 10 to 15% and you start getting some nice ass photos and putting it online. You're building your attraction social funnel through online presence. And when you do that, see, it's when you go out in public and you meet somebody that you want to talk to, you're better prepared because you have the portfolio to say, oh, yeah, well, let's exchange IG. You're not sitting here with nothing to leverage. See, for the guys that say, oh, well, I'm 10 to 15%, but I don't see the results. Well, my next question is, how is your online presence? Because 9 times out of 10, yeah, you're in good shape, but you don't have any way to, you don't have any incentive for a woman to continue to learn more about you. You got to treat this like sales. You're not selling from the first initial interaction. You have to bring her into your world. You have to nurture that relationship from her being able to visually make up an image of what she views about you without you saying a word. And that's going to do the work. That's how your physique speaks before you do. Not, oh, I'm in public, my physique is speaking before I do. To a certain degree, yeah. Have I had a woman approach? Yes. But what I'm teaching you guys is build your physique because the most bang for your buck is going to be online. The second thing, train with intention, not ego, not, chaos. Train with intention, fellas, right? Purpose. You don't have to overcomplicate your training routine. Control your diet is the third thing. Because when you control your diet, you control your jawline and your fucking waistline. Right? The fourth thing, guys, is, when it comes down to your online presence, like I mentioned earlier, when you post better photos. Again, if you need an example of what I'm talking about, since I am I'm at 15.3% body fat, look at my IG. You'll see what I'm talking about. It looks a hell of a lot better. Any clothing you put on is going to look a hell of a lot better because you're leaner, guys. And I need you guys, the last thing, or close to the last thing, is live in motion and stay consistent for the next 60 to 90 days. As we're approaching the end of this year, you guys need to commit to 60 to 90 days of staying in motion, getting outside, getting some sunlight, touching grass, hitting the weights, right? Doing the things that you know as a man is going to move the needle forward so you can get to that leanness, fellas, and experience what, many guys are talking about in this space. Because if you're not taking the time to, build out a plan and then just focus on that, stop changing shit, then you'll never see the results. Right? And see, if you haven't learned anything else, guys, you need to understand that lean men get better results every fucking where that they go. Women respond emotionally to discipline. This is what makes them feel emotionally safe, right? That's why body game equals that social advantage, because this is not a fight to go out and say we're not in the 80s and 90s where you can just go out and be like, well, I can just approach a woman. If you're still saying that, if you've been saying that for the past 5 years, how has that worked out for you? Don't you want to have the ability to not only approach women in real life, but also have that online presence that's working for you? I thought the goal was to work smarter, not hard. Right? Why would you keep your money in the bank when you can invest it and have your money recruit and make more money? That's the same concept when it comes down to body game. Leanness equals leadership plus safety and desire, guys. All of the things that women love. The leanness, yeah, that's great, but it's what the leanness represents. And ultimately, when you're lean, the world is going to treat you better because you treat yourself better. And if you understand this, drop lean advantage into the chat if you're ready to step into the version of yourself that the world can't fucking ignore anymore.